How do you think things would have changed if nuclear energy hadn't been stymied by radiophobia? It's a great question, and let me put some facts out there to consider in answering that question. To start off with, energy is essential to our way of life. You can talk about the importance of healthcare, but if a person doesn't have food, kind of meaningless, isn't it? If they don't have shelter, again, it's kind of meaningless. If a person doesn't have transportation, how are they going to get to their provider? If a person doesn't have an economy, how are they going to pay this provider? How is this provider going to make money to be able to feed themselves? And so fundamentally, the most important things in life are all going to be derived on energy. Being able to have food, water, shelter, clothing, transportation, economy, logistics, being able to buy and sell, all that requires energy. And so if we had had more abundant energy in the United States, then it would have allowed us to be more free with developing the amenities that we so much appreciate. And so it would have improved things in the United States because we'd have more energy, be able to make more hydrogen, be able to make more electric cars, be able to do water desalination, and a lot of things like that if we had plentiful energy, more plentiful, reliable energy. Where I think the biggest difference is, what really got hurt, and that's just out of sight, out of mind, is in the third world. Because if they had had plentiful energy, if we had been able to continue to develop nuclear technology, we'd have been able to make things that were safer and cheaper and more versatile for the third world to be able to buy those. Because it's not that they don't make enough food there in the third world, it's that they don't have the energy to preserve it. You've got to be able to cook it or freeze it or transport it, and all of that requires energy. And if you don't have the energy for that, where does the energy come from to do clothing and housing and education and healthcare and all of those other things? You've got to have that energy. And so by the United States cutting off nuclear energy, then that basically meant that we're not developing it for more versatile applications so we can sell it overseas and provide other people in other countries with more energy. So I think that it would have improved things here in the United States in terms of being able to do more things that we would have wanted to, exploring and science and so forth. But in the third world, I think that's really where the biggest hit was, that they are now still without energy. And the only things that they really have available to them are fossil fuels. So, and even with that, it's not as cost effective as it should be, which is what nuclear could have been had we been developing it for these past 50 years, where we basically put a stranglehold on nuclear science and engineering in the United States because of the fear of nuclear energy. So, great question. Thanks for asking it. Have a good day. Bye.